options. You got options. Oh shoot, hold up. We gonna get a little ratchet up in this. Hold my weave.
I want Hunter to get up and get it.
Oh my god.
Jesus.
I'm telling your boyfriend. Oh, oh, let me stop. This is not even my real head. Let me stop swinging it. Oh. Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. And yes, you guys did read the title correctly. I'm going to be sharing my experiences on an actual movie set as both an extra background and a stand-in. And as I discuss all of this, I'm going to be taking out my hair so I can kill two birds with one stone, because it is time for this to come out. So I actually made like a list of what I wanted to like pinpoint and talk about and how I even got to where I am. I'm also not going to be disclosing the movies and their companies because I did sign an agreement, but I'm just gonna talk about my experiences and what I've learned, what I've soaked in, and all that fun jazz. So yeah, so how I even got to work as background. Well, I signed up to actually take part in another like role as a dancer to like potentially audition, but they never like came back to me because they weren't looking for female dancers. But because I did like sign up and like apply to work with the movie, they gave out an email saying like, hey, we need extras and backgrounds for this movie. Email us back if you want to join and submit. So you know what? I emailed them back, gave them my availabilities and when I'm available to start. And within like the next month, I was told that I'm a part of it. This is my day. And that's how it all started. So that was like, I was shocked. I was like, oh my gosh, I got to be part of a movie. Like, this is something I've always wanted to do. To start my career in television, movies, acting in general. So yeah. And then we arrived, and because we're in the day of COVID, I had to get my COVID test prior. So I was like, hopefully I'm all negative, so, you know, I can do it. Took my COVID test, and then I went to the set. So they gave me my call time, where the location's at, and the entire time I was there, I had butterflies in my stomach because I didn't know what to expect. But I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. This is only the beginning for me, and I'm totally stoked. Like, I don't even know what to expect. Oop, I don't even know what that was. I was like, I don't even know what to expect. I'm so excited, and my journey is starting now. Sorry about that, but yeah, my journey is starting. So before I even got the set, I should have just said that in the beginning, sorry. But before I got the set, they like gave me like costume notes and what to wear for the scene. I don't really like own things from that era because I wasn't born there, but thankfully my mom, she had all of these clothes and costumes from that era that I wore, and I also brought to set too, because I'm like, I don't know what they're looking for. They also said I wasn't allowed to have braids, and my hair was like this but in a different color, and I had it in for a week, so I immediately took it out because I said I wasn't allowed to have braids. So I had to take my hair out and ponytail extension, and yeah, so that was that. I had to change up my hair for that. And even in the email it said to like prepare to be like working and standing for 12 to 14 hours in the day. And I was like, you know, I'm prepared for that, from dance, from having those hours when you're at tech rehearsal, training, all that. Plus this is something I want to do, so the hours didn't really care for me. I didn't care how long I was working for. And commitment, like you have to commit to the full day. I mean, life happens, like you can't commit to the full day obviously, but you want to commit to the full day, because it shows that you are a professional and that you are willing to work, and that they want to hire you for future projects, either with the same movie or other productions. Now, arriving to the set, it was interesting. It was something I always expected it to look like. You have the trailers for like the lead actors and everything, and then you have like the mini tent for like all the background extra peoples who don't need to go like have their own trailer. And we had our own costume wardrobe area, we had our own like makeup area, and it was so cool being in like the makeup studio. And I remember talking to one of the makeup artists there, and we were just having like a great old time just chit-chatting as he was like touching up my makeup, because they said come with your makeup done, so my makeup's already done, but because of the mask and like I sweat, he was just retouching all of that up there for me. So that was cool, like just sitting in a chair and I'm getting my makeup professional like redone. Like, wow, excuse me. Like, I felt like Miss Hollywood for a second. And then costume like approved of what I wore, so that was even cool. So I'm like, yes, I don't have to change, I don't have to borrow anything from them. But that was like cool. I don't know why I can't make sentences tonight. Maybe because I'm taking out my hair and like reminiscing about everything I've done. But yeah, I wrote down my first reaction. So my first reaction, my mouth was on the floor. My mouth was like, I was just starstruck. I'm like, wow, this is real. And I remember wow, I can't make a sentence. And I remember saying, wow, this feels like the set from Stranger Things. Like, it just felt cool being in that facility. There were green screens everywhere to like add more to it when they can edit and post, and it was just cool being in that environment and in that area. And being in that area on set confirmed everything for me. Like, this is exactly what I want to do, this is exactly where I want to be, and I just loved it. And yeah, what they don't tell you, or if you don't know this, or if you knew this, you have to like redo everything like 4 or 5 times in the shot, sometimes even more. Then like you go on break and then you redo it all over again, so they can keep getting all the angles and shots that they need. And it was like fun because like I got to do it better every time, because you never know if the camera's on you and they like that one moment you did but you don't do it the same, or they ask you, can you redo that, because like that was just cool. But yeah, that was from my first set and my first day, and I made some good friends from that day that I still talk to this day. So all about connections and meeting people and the right people, because the professional world is so small for what you want to do. If you ever want to like start acting or like dancing or anything in the industry, the world is so small, and you never know if you're gonna run into them again, anyone remembers you. So first impressions do matter, and you also want to always show up 30 minutes 15 minutes before your call time too, because professionalism, if you're late, they're not gonna be like, oh, she was late, she's gonna come late to everything else, and you don't want that on your record at all. Like, you don't want that on your record at all. But yeah, I even took that as an opportunity to network with everybody. So much I said, like, you never know who you're gonna meet. I talked to the cameraman, I talked to the crew, I talked to everybody. And even though like in your contract they say like don't talk to them, like, well, the cameraman talked to me, so if they talk to me, I'm gonna talk to them back. Plus I like to say hi and all that, like, how are you? I like to ask like, how did you become doing this, like, how did you choose this, like, why do you choose this? Like, you know, I'm getting to know who I'm working with, because that's how you create an environment where you want to keep coming back, because you know your crew and you know who you're working with. Plus it's a small world. they could be working on something else and they can tell the director, like, I am this person from this other set. Is so nice and so sweet, and so sweet. And, you know, like, I think you will like working with them on set or having them part of the background crew or whatever. Like, you never know where it's gonna take you. But yeah. So, what I've learned, I mean, you only learn by doing. So, if you ever want to act and then you get into stuff like this and you find out it's not for you, then you found out it's not for you. But you only learn by doing. So what I mean by that, it's in the name. You learn by doing. So learning, it's like every production company is different. Every movie is going to be different, and every casting agency is going to be different. So they all have their own set of rules on like what they want. The one I was working on, they said no phones allowed on set, and if your phone's on set, put it in your pocket. But, you know, you said no phones on set. I'm not taking that risk. So I kept my phone in holding, or I hid it, but I barely brought my phone with me because you said no phones on set. I don't know how. Phones on set. How many times am I going to say phones on set? But you even sign a contract too that you're not going to have your phone on set. You're not going to take pictures of the set. You're not going to like post anything. Like, you're not going to show the set. So that's why I didn't want to bring it. So I'm like, I'm not gonna, like, we're having like a quick 5-10 minute break. I'm not gonna be on my phone and you're gonna think that I'm taking a picture of the set. Because if you're caught with your phone, they'll either take it away from you, erase all your data, or they take it away from you, erase all your data, if you have any photos or anything, and you are cut and you will be blackballed from other productions. So you don't want to ruin your career that you are just starting out. Because if you are blackballed, it is going to take time for you to get back in there and find casting agencies and production companies to want to work with you, because they're going to be like, wow, so-and-so did X, Y, and Z, didn't follow the rules. Red flags everywhere. You're not coming back. So keep in mind, like, when you're reading the contracts and what they say, like what you can and can't do. Obviously, don't eat any of the food they give you. It's not healthy. Everyone touched it. And also, it's a prop. Your food is a prop. I was happy they never gave me food as a prop though, because I feel like I would be tempted to eat it, even though I know not to eat it. But I mean, I wouldn't know what to do with food if it wasn't plastic. But it was just cool, and I wish I can tell you where the sets were, but I'm not allowed to. But it was just fun, like, meeting everybody and like being excited when you meet people all over again. Like, oh my gosh, like, we were just in that other scene together and now we're in this one together. Like, it's so cool. I learned about what vouchers are. So I didn't know what vouchers were going into this business. It's funny though, I wanted to act and I never knew what a voucher was. But a voucher gets you into the union, and you need 3 to be eligible for it. You need at least 3. So I learned about like what all that is, obviously, being there. And some companies, they give you a digital one. Some give you a hand printed one. But you want to keep them so you can send them all in once you earn your 3. So you can be part of the actors union. And when you are part of the union, that's when you can start going for the big boy or big girl roles. I mean, but you don't need all your vouchers to go for those roles, but they tend to pick them because they're experienced and they know what they're doing. So you would want those roles. And for vouchers, never rush to get them. When the time comes, like, you're gonna earn them. You're gonna earn your 3. If you earn 4, then you have to pay the fine to be in the union. Like, you have to do it. And if you don't pay it, you can't accept any union work. You have to do non-union work. But yeah, I would just hold your breath on trying to collect all 3, because it will drain you out. You're not guaranteed a voucher for every project that you work on, because every production company has to fulfill union worker status. So some companies be like, you know what, we have extra vouchers. Who needs them? Because they have to fill a quota, because they have to have a certain number of union workers there. So you earn your voucher that way. You can earn your vouchers from doing a commercial that is SAG. Because you do one commercial and you get a voucher for it, you are automatically like in. But that's not really called a voucher, it's called like Taft-Hartley, which is different from the vouchers. So there are ways to earn them, but don't rush them. Just enjoy the experience and don't worry about like, oh, I have 2, I have 1, I have none. Like, everyone starts somewhere and it's okay. Confirmation doesn't mean booked. So if you like sign up for dates to work with them for the production, why is this so rough? Oh my gosh, it is the biggest knot ever. Did I grab that? I did grab that knot. Yes, go Kayla. So confirmation doesn't mean booked. I remember I met someone who took like 4 weeks off of work or something because she thought she was gonna be booked for all those times because she confirmed it. No. So she not only missed out on her pay from her other job, but she wasted her own time as well because she thought she was booked and she never hit anything back. You are booked when they give you the email of your date and what the scene is about. But you are also booked because in this day and age of COVID, if you test negative for COVID prior to the shoot date. And even when you show up to the shooting, you get tested right then and there too. So you have to undergo like 2 COVID tests anyways. But you are not confirmed. I mean, you are not booked until you are confirmed. So don't like say like you're confirming this date and then like you call out of work or like leave school. Like, you want to make sure like that date is open if you were called, but like don't make any decisions because you gotta wait. And communication and payments. Don't be afraid to communicate. If you're supposed to get a check from something, communicate. Like, you want to get paid. You did not work all those hours to not get paid when they told you you were getting paid. If you were not told you're getting paid, don't expect a paycheck. But if you were told you're getting paid and you're missing your paycheck, do not be afraid to contact the production company and the casting agency who got you your role. Just do it. If you have to email them 20 times in a row, email them 20 times in a row. I've been in contact with them for a month and I got all my paychecks from it. So do it. Don't be afraid to do it. You are getting paid. And I even sent them the screenshot confirmations telling them that you guys said you're paying me and I haven't seen my checks. Yeah, got my checks from that. So, okay, I'm back. So, second part, my experience as a stand-in. Probably one of the best experiences of my life. It was like another confirmation of me, like, I made it, like, this is real, like, this is it, like, wow. Simply because it's a different opportunity. So you're not on camera as a stand-in. Some scenes, if they need extra people to fill in any empty spaces, then you can be put in the scene as an extra or background. But as a stand-in, you are standing in for the character that has the speaking line. Yeah. That was not a thought, but yeah, so you're standing in for someone's speaking line, so they tend to have you bring something in, or they'll dress you in a similar color. And typically they also, like, it's typecasting too. You have to look like the character to be the stand-in because they want to make sure they get all the lighting and all the angles correctly for the person who is speaking. And that was just a fun experience too, just to like pretend I'm the person that gave me the script. So I got to like read the script, act out what I was doing, do all the movements for her, and then I got to go in the other area and I got to see how it all happened and it all went down. So I got to like be on the set, but then see like but then I got to like see her progress too. So I was like, wow, it did not look like that in life, but on the screen it looks so different. So how I even got to be a stand-in, I probably should have started with that. Oops. But how did I start to be a stand-in? Well, this was with a different company and agency, different production company and different casting agency. And I submitted my application to do like featured work with them, and I was considered, but they went with somebody else, but that was okay. I still got to work on that same day, obviously in another location, so I was happy because I'm like, you know what, I still get to work on the same production and I get to gain this experience in another way. So I thought that was cool. And the casting director emailed me telling me to call her. So I called the number and she was like, hi, how are you? Like, I was looking through, but like your phone number was never there. I never got your phone number, but I have an opportunity for you. Are you available on this day? And I said, yes, I am. And I made my arrangements with my family because I can't drive, so I had to be driven everywhere. And bada bing, bada boom. But since mine was extremely last minute, I didn't see the script until the day of, so I was very confused. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know the words. I don't know the lines. And I was like, I know nothing about this production, really. I don't have any of my other friends being a part of it, too. So I was, like, very nervous because I was like, I don't want to mess up. But it was okay. The director herself was very nice and sweet. The crew too looked so familiar because they were on the other production movies. I was like, wow. Like I said, the acting world is so small. So like seeing people that I was similar that I was working with was like, see, first impressions matter. Like you want to make sure you're being good, because say I was like a bad egg, and they recognized me, they can be like, don't work with her, like find someone else like on the spot because she is so unprofessional, like she's unreliable, like don't work for her or don't work with her. So all of it matters, and it will matter, because you never know. But yeah, it was just like, wow, of course I'm taking it. I'm not passing up that opportunity. And I have an opportunity to learn and meet new people. I met another stand-in who is a doll. I love her so much. Her name was Andrea, and she gave me so much like advice and like guidance because she's been doing this profession longer than me. So she's just been like answering all of my questions that I had. She was helping me through it because she has been a stand-in before and I haven't. So I was very confused. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know what to do. And yeah, like we were just having like a ball. We were even talking, like not talk, yeah, we were talking, but like we were also just having fun because like we had this prop that was really creepy, but I grew to like it. So that was fun. Maybe I'm just creepy like that. I don't know, but the prop was like my best friend. And I said, please don't haunt me after this because I did not do this to you, but the prop was fun. I'm just going to reiterate like what a stand-in does. A stand-in is just someone who stands in for someone who has all the speaking lines. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Like you're just standing in, it's in the name, stand-in. Yeah. And every production, to wrap up, every production and casting company is different. Some may have contracts, some may not, but 9 times out of 10 you are signing a contract. And if you aren't signing a contract, that's a red flag, because that means they can do whatever they want to you, because there's nothing that you sign that is set in stone that they'll pay for your medical expenses, or you know, like you do X, Y, and Z wrong, like they or you are responsible. So always make sure you have a contract in place. The rules, regulations, and policies, make sure you are following them. You don't want to ruin your career that you just started. You also want to be invited back for the same project and future projects. Like, you want to be invited back. You don't want to ruin your chances, because 8 times out of 10, 9 times out of 10, they're not going to say nothing to you. So if you're on your phone during set, they're going to take a mental note of that and say, you know what, this person, don't bring them back. And they have attendance, so they know who you are. Don't think that they don't know who you are. So yeah, that can happen. Or they can tell you right then and there, you're gonna go home for the day, like, you're done. You're not allowed to discuss the movie at all, or TV series that you are a part of, when you go on break. So sometimes you get to go on like a lunch break and you get to like go anywhere. Technically you're not really supposed to, but people break the rules. So I don't know why I said technically. You're not supposed to leave the area. You have a designated area for lunch. The set feeds you. You are fed. It doesn't matter if you like the food or not. You can bring your own food, but you're not allowed to go anywhere else. So these people went somewhere else to get their food. They came back. They were sent home for the day. They ruined their career before they started. Because the rule said not to leave anywhere, and they were in costume. So now you're going to have people ask you about it. Like, oh, what are you in costume for? You're not supposed to say anything about it, because you're not supposed to spoil anything in what we're doing. Because if you tell someone on the street, they're going to try to get in the shot too. And if it's not in that decade of what happened, then they're ruining the shot, and then we have to do more takes. But yeah, like, you don't know like what people's intentions are. You don't know anything, so you're not to discuss the movie. So don't break the rules. Just don't. It's not worth it. It's extremely easy to follow the rules. It is extremely easy to follow rules. So just follow the rules. Acting world is small. Yes, the acting world is small. It is extremely small. Like I said, first impressions matter. And that's all I can say about that. It's just really small, and you never know who you're going to meet or who you're going to re-meet. So yeah, first impressions are huge. Now I'm just repeating, and hold it all in. So yes, take pictures and videos of you guys, like behind the scenes, like in the holding areas, you know, like, oh wow, that was crunchy. That was a big dot. Whoa. Yes. Okay. Crunchy. Oh yeah. But yeah, hold it all in. Like, yeah, you can take pictures and videos of like the people that you meet, you know, like you in costume and this and that, but also too, just like write everything down, because if you lose those pictures, then you don't have them. But writing it all down, you know, just breathing it all in, like soaking it all in, like observing like the set around you, observing like the camera crew with how they work, how they operate, like just taking all of that in is worth more than like a picture or a video. It's worth more than that. It's like, it's just there. Like, document everything. I like to write everything down, because I can always go back and read it and read about like my experience and my thought process, like what I've learned, what I didn't learn, what I wish I knew. Like, I like to read back on my moments. It's like, yeah, I can look at a picture, but sometimes you forget the context of it. So yeah, I recommend just writing everything down. But that was the whole video. Thank you guys for watching, and tune in next week. You wanna go say hi to them?
No. I'm just gonna mean mug the whole time.
Why? They can't see your face.
I don't care.